Why were some Gilmore Girls storylines never resolved? Imagine sitting down to watch a show you love and suddenly realizing some of the biggest questions are left hanging. That's how many fans felt with Gilmore Girls. This beloved show from the early 2000s became a cultural icon, but it also left a lot of storylines open and unresolved. So, why did that happen? First, the show aired from 2000 to 2007, a time when television networks often focused on quick, fun episodes rather than long-term story planning. Writers would introduce characters and plotlines without knowing if they'd get to finish them. Sometimes, shows got canceled or faced uncertain renewals, making it hard to tie up loose ends. One major unresolved thread involves Lorelai's romantic interests. Characters like Jason Stiles and Max Medina played big roles in her love life, but they suddenly disappeared from the story. Jason's last scene involved a dramatic lawsuit against Richard Gilmore, but after that, he was never mentioned again. Max appeared during a school event and then vanished, leaving fans wondering what happened to them. Another big question revolves around Lane Kim, Rory's best friend. She had a clear dream to become a musician and escape her strict family life. Fans watched her develop her talent and hope for a future beyond Stars Hollow. But in the end, she settled down with Zach, a bandmate, which felt like a quick ending that ignored her real ambitions. Many believe her story was cut short, leaving her dreams unfulfilled. Then there's Dave Rygalski, Lane's first serious boyfriend. He was only in one season before disappearing completely. Fans still wonder what happened to their relationship and why he was written out so suddenly. This pattern of introducing characters and then dropping them became a common frustration. The relationship between Luke and Lorelai also left questions. Their love story was central, but Luke kept a secret about his daughter April. When they broke up, fans wanted to know if they could really move past that betrayal. The show never fully explained how they might reconcile, even in the revival. Another mystery involves Lane's father, Mr. Kim. She often mentioned her parents in plural, but viewers never saw her dad. This created a big gap in her story and made fans curious about his absence. There were also practical issues, like continuity errors. For example, Luke's father's boat was stored in a garage, but the show's timeline made it seem like it had been missing 4 years, then suddenly appeared again. Small details like this made fans think some storylines were forgotten or rushed. A minor but telling example is Dean's walnut allergy. After Rory learns about it, she gives him walnut cookies, but the show never mentions if he ate them or not. These loose ends show how some plot points were just dropped without explanation. The reasons behind these unresolved stories come down to how television worked back then. Networks often had short seasons and uncertain renewals, so writers focused on quick humor and character moments instead of long-term arcs. They might have started storylines without knowing if they could finish them. From a nostalgia point of view, these open threads reflected the early 2000s TV style. Shows often didn't need every plot to be tied up, but fans of Gilmore Girls expected more coherence. These unanswered questions have sparked endless fan theories and conversations, especially as new audiences discover the show on streaming platforms. What makes these unresolved stories frustrating is how much fans cared about the characters. Gilmore Girls was a character-driven show, and leaving big questions unanswered felt like a betrayal of that connection. The revival tried to answer some of these mysteries, but it also introduced new ones, keeping the pattern of leaving viewers with more questions than answers.